Hello, welcome back to 16 years and now kid free. Right, I'm going to do something different. Usually I do a Facebook Live when I cook. This time I found some brilliant camping food. That'd be the one. It's some brilliant camping food. So I'm hoping to try and keep this video about 4 minutes ish, because this one's so brilliant that you barely have to wash up the plate. You don't need any frying pan. You barely need any utensils, only if you want to. And yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. But there is some problems to it. So what we do first is it's called Lumacan. Lumacan. It's Turkish pizza, basically. It was a friend of mine that actually sought me into this. Right, let's get this lit. Yes, it is warm, so if I start sweating, because I put a t-shirt on, because other people might moan, everything's hot this again. Well, you know, it's hot. And now I've got to shut that. No, not all the way. And I've got an electric locker that locks it in place. So I mean, it doesn't have that on the roller doors. No. Right, we've got that a little bit open, so I've got a bit of fresh air coming in. Right, this should take 3 minutes, so I'm going to count on that. It's going to go well over 4 minutes, I know it is. So I'm just going to heat this up, pull this open, and try. And some of the bad things about this, and believe me, it is nice, once it's cooked it fluffs right up. It's like a thin naan bread almost. Yeah, but some of the problems with it, no, some of the good things about it, it's got like chilies in there. I think it's got something acidic. I'm guessing lime. It might be lemon. My, you know, taste palette. Yeah, but so I thought I had something buzzing by me. I'm going mad. My palate basically is destroyed. I've smoked and drunk way too much. But yeah, this is going to go well over 4 minutes. I know that. But from basically when I put this in, it's going to be 3 minutes. And somehow I've got to try and keep talking through that. I don't know how I'm going to manage that. But on the downside of some of these things, once this is warmed up, you've got to make sure it's warm. But you just put it on a low heat and then basically you can leave it alone. Some of the downsides about this is it's bloody hard to get hold of. A friend of mine mentioned it, that she had it in Turkey, and then I thought, oh, I like that. And then I was asking around a kebab shop in Hereford called Flames. Does a really beautiful doner kebab. It's mostly what I get out there, but everything else looks really nice. And the burgers there, you eat the right smash burgers. They're not like frozen ones that have been stamped. They're actual proper, you know, you see them smash them in front of you. So that's brilliant, called Flames. Yeah, and I kept going in there and asking if they do, or know anywhere that does baklava. And then, yeah, they pointed me towards a place called Dino's restaurant. Right, there we go. Slip that in there. There we go, right, 3 minutes. So that'll be 6 minutes 25, basically. And that'll be done. And believe me, you'll really like it. But yeah, they put me onto a place in Hereford called Dino's Market. And I must say, if you want baklava or any of these bits, tend to go, you know, Thursday or Friday. Because I went on a Tuesday and they didn't have any of it. And then amazingly 2 days later, yesterday, funny enough, yeah, they had some. I don't know, they were quite hidden, I must admit that. So I don't know if anybody else, you know, was hiding them going, ooh, I might have a bit of them later. Don't worry, that's my belt, not my belly. I'm not that fat yet. I'm getting that way, but, you know, considering I bought this back in 2022 in Belfast, I don't know why I'm pointing down there when the camera's down there. Yeah, in Belfast, I only paid, I think it was about £8 for this, and then 16 quid for a hoodie that my eldest daughter lost. I suppose that's what they're for. But yeah, so yeah, if you manage to get yourself near a Euromarket, check, you know, try and look for them. I think it's Lumacan, it must be Lamaca, and I don't think there's an N. But yeah, the correct thing. Yeah, so that's like quite annoying. I don't know how long they last, but they defrost really quickly. I can't even remember the time now. That was it, 6 minutes 25 is what I'm looking for. Anybody else can check that. It's like, no, it's 16.9 or something like that. That's why I'm not doing this as a live, otherwise people will try and mess with me. But yeah, give them a go. And as I said, if you find a Euromarket anywhere near you, check it. You know, go in there. They're usually in the freezer section. If you're getting baklava, they're usually fresh on top of the deli counter. And they're just so full of honey. I don't think they're impossible to go rotting. But unlike fast food, they're actually really delicious, and it's just honey and pistachio and some pastry. So a lot healthier than fast food. I don't know how many of them you can actually eat before it becomes unhealthy, but I'm guessing, you know, one of them is a hell of a lot better than, well, a bite of a Big Mac. Even though I've never had a Big Mac. No, I've never had a Big Mac. Then again, I've never liked the sauce in them, so I've never really bothered. But to be truthfully honest, I mean, our older age, I don't know if anybody else is like that. I look like some kind of bloody starter out there. Engage. Yes, I am that much of a geek. Yep, completely lost that. I can start smelling the food. So I've actually see, it's 25. I'm going to give it literally half a minute longer, but still 3.5 minutes, and a little bit more heat. 3.5 minutes is still something. So once this gets up to 7 minutes, I'll put this in. And if everybody's wondering about my hair, I really don't care. It's just too hot. Absolutely way too hot. So yeah, a filling lunch. You get 3 of them for £4.99. No, £3.99 for 3 of them. So, you know, £1.25 a pop. You know, you can't really argue at that. Right, there we go. There we go. So I'm not going to turn that off. I was just about to turn that off. Put that straight on the plate. Turn that off. Wash your pan afterwards. Do wash it out. Crying out loud, or otherwise you end up with something going on. You could use a plate, or you can just put it straight into your hand. It depends on how good your hands are. Look, you know, all bubbly, nice, thin, crispy, a little bit of fluffiness in there. And absolutely delicious. There you go. Less than 8 minutes. A bit more than what I said I was going to do. And you've already got that, so once the pan's hot, it's still 3 minutes apiece, and I really get something to eat on that day. I really need to do this. Take it easy, keep adventuring. I love you, bye. Oh, where's the stop button?